remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, the sweet soft memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. Yes, I remember Tampa, she remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the most entertaining 60 minutes from the studios at TBCN, Tampa Bay Community Network. Join your hosts Mario Nunez and Steve Canella as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shakey's to Shock Armstrong, Braddock Street and Buffalo Avenue, get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing those memories has never been this much fun. And now, here's your hosts, Mario Nunez and Steve Canella.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to this week 6 of season 2 of the Tampa Native Show. My name is Mario Nunez, and I'm seated alongside Tampa Steve, a.k.a.
Steve Canella.
Steve Canella.
Thanks for joining us again.
Third generation Tampa Native. And I tell you what, this week's show is bound to be even more exciting than last week's. And for those of you that were with us last week, you remember distinctly what a show this was. We've got videos hopefully tonight for you. We've got interviews with kind of a man on the street kind of thing, Steve. We've got
Very entertaining, by the way.
musical interludes. And by the way, this would be a great time to wish all of our Irish fans a very happy St. Patty's Day.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Or as they say somewhere, Erin go bra. I'm not even sure what that means.
Exactly.
But Erin's wearing a bra, apparently. Something to that effect. Actually, it means Ireland forever. No disrespect. Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody. We did wear green earlier today, but as you know, we can't wear green here on the set because we work in front of a green screen. And if we did, what would happen, Steve?
We disappear. You just see our hands and our faces, and that'd
We
be it.
literally disappear.
But we're green with envy, though.
We are green. Thank you.
Yeah,
Very
there you go.
nice.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Look at my boy. He's right on time. Hey, how about that picture behind us, Steve? What does
That
that
is-
what does that tell our fans out there watching?
That tells our fans that we're on part 2 of your favorite childhood TV shows of the 60s and early 70s. And what a great picture that is, Mario.
That is absolutely
Captain Kirk and the crew.
Absolutely a wonderful picture. What we would like to do at this time, as we are still celebrating St. Patty's Day, and Steve and I haven't had our green beer yet, we'd like to ask our esteemed producer, Mr. Jeffrey Haynes, who's just jumped out of his seat for a moment. As soon as he gets back in his seat, we'll ask him to call up our 15-minute girl, because she's got a little Irish ditty that she'd like to share with everyone. And for those of you that have been with us since day one, you realize that the 15-minute girl has always been just off camera, seated there with us on set. But she doesn't make her appearance until, of course, 7:45. So we're gonna send you over to her now, and she's gonna have a special offering for this St. Patty's Day. Sweetheart?
Hello. Happy St. Patty's Day to everyone. May flowers always line your path and sunshine light your day. May sunbirds serenade you every step along the way. May a rainbow run beside you in a sky that's always blue. And may happiness fill your heart each day, your whole life through. Happy St. Patty's Day to all my Irish kin. Take it away, boys.
Well, that's lovely.
That was
Thank you
great,
so much.
wasn't
That was
it?
wonderful.
That was
our
fantastic.
15-minute girl, and she is seated at the table just adjacent to us. She does have a live microphone. This promises to be very interesting, as we've given her permission to join us in commentary should that be necessary. Lovely, darling. Thank you so
Nice
much
job.
for that.
Nice job.
Welcome, thank you.
Stevie, with your permission, if I may, I'd like to ask your indulgence for just a couple of
Okay.
minutes, because as our show continues to grow and our fan base continues to grow, I think I speak for Steve, and I think I speak for the 15-minute girl when I say that we are eternally grateful for this opportunity to be coming to you each and every week in your homes. We thank you so much for joining us. We know how valuable this time is, and when you consider all that's going on around us, certainly hearts and minds think about the stuff that's happening over in the Far East in Japan. We realize that this 1 hour a week is a tremendous respite for a lot of people, most notably for the cast and crew of this humble show, because we really, really enjoy what we're doing. I think it's starting to pay off. People are starting to notice, and we're starting to really gain momentum here with our honest effort to bring you not only relief from the week's tedium, but also just kind of lift your spirits a little bit and make you remember Tampa when we knew it as we were children. I just want to say that none of your commentary is lost on us. We work real hard to bring you a wonderful show each and every week, and it's very rewarding from where we sit. So on behalf of my good friend and my co-host Steve Canella and the 15-Minute Girl, thank you so much. We love you, we hear you, we read all of your emails, and we'll continue to do this each and every week as long as we're permitted to. How'd I do, Steve?
Maury, that was fantastic, and it's so true, too, because the show is a diversion from everything that's going on. Everyone's busy, tied up, working, and a lot of things going on in the economy, but the show is a diversion, and it takes people back, lets them reminisce and remember our past. And we get emotional when people call in and tell their stories. You can hear it on the phones when they call in, the passion in their voices. So it's very rewarding, and it's also very exciting to hear your stories, too. So keep doing that and keep watching and keep remembering, too. But it's, I agree with you.
This was a very big week for the Tampa Native Show. We were out in the field and meeting people this week. Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, had an opportunity to meet with a fellow Tampa native, a gentleman by the name of Fred Tomasello. Fred has written a book. Fred is a Vietnam veteran, high school graduate, Jefferson High School, class of 1963, and a Vietnam veteran. And he's written a book called Walking Wounded, Memoir of a Combat Veteran. He's also written West Tampa Stories, Volume 1. Now, meeting with Fred yesterday was quite an experience because for a Tampa native myself, as we were driving up, Fred was coming out from an appointment that he was keeping, and there were some fellas that were pouring out of the building with him. And of course, Fred was there, and he waved me over, and we met for a minute. And one of the fellas that came out with him, I recognized instantly from about 35, 37 years ago.
Long time.
Who played softball with my older brothers, a gentleman by the name of Sexton Valenti. Sexton, if you're out there watching. And he was accompanied there with by Richard Martinez, another gentleman by the name of Mandy Flores. Oscar Gonzalez was part of that group. And just to add icing to the cake, while we were all out there saying our hellos and shaking hands and getting acquainted anew, another Tampa native and former softball player as well, a gentleman by the name of Joe Rambatal, drives up in his truck. And it was just one of those moments when I'm thinking, wow, look at these guys that I haven't seen since I was a little guy, pre-teenager really and truthfully, and it was just a wonderful experience. Last week,
you just described basically what Tampa's all about. You know, it's what the show's about, it's what our past is about, and you know, we always say on the show that back in the old days, if you either knew someone or you related to someone, but that still applies. And it's a perfect example right there.
Absolutely, it applies. We are the biggest little town you can conceive of. Last week we ran into Wayne Vigil and Bobby Lastra, and the hits just keep on coming. I have a feeling this Sunday when we go see the old guys work out at Jefferson Sunday morning, Charlie Miranda and company, those boys that are going to be going to Cuba later this summer, I think we're going to have another one of these moments where we meet old-time friends.
Well, I'm bringing my glove and my baseball. Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing my ace bandages and a lot of liniment as well. So to those guys that we met yesterday and we had a chance to get reacquainted with, thank you so much. I got a sneaky suspicion there may be a show in the offing about men's fast-pitch softball in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and early 80s. That was a huge game back then.
It was. I'm dying to play again right now, actually.
Well, I am too, and we better do it soon before it gets too hot, because once it gets hot, it's not as much fun.
Exactly.
Fred is also going to be this weekend. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. He graciously gave us one of his books. This is West Tampa Stories, Volume 1, that we're going to be giving away on the Bolita drawing a little bit later in the show. Fred is going to be at Brocado's Sandwich Shop on Saturday from 10 to 2 o'clock. I have it on good account that the 15-Minute Girl and Tampa Steve will be there as well as yours truly. So if you'd like to, hey, come on out. We'd like to say hello to you. The books will be there available to you, and so will Fred Tomasello if you'd like to come out and say hello.
Absolutely.
Steve, what else is in their notes there? Do you have anything else in the notes? I'm already dominating the conversation.
No, we have.
I know you've got some stuff up there. Maybe, would you like to read this one? How about this one?
Well, we have, well, this is the video you spoke of earlier, but basically, last week we visited with Joe Abini. He was the winner, by the way, last week of our sponsor of the week, and also, didn't he win the Bolita drawing too, or was that the week before?
He won last week. He won the Bolita drawing, but remember there was the number 3, and
that's right. He won number
three.
Right on the head.
So Joe, we owe you a mug, and we're going to get it for you this weekend Sunday.
But we were at his Bayshore Christian High School baseball game, and Mario did a man on the street interview with Joe Abini. It was fantastic. You've got to see it. We're going to try to cue it up here a little bit later. having little sound audio issues right now, but we're trying to get that resolved. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
But
the staff is feverishly working
Yes,
on the audio
yes.
problems. We've got 2 videos, actually.
You
We've
can't
got
miss that at all.
We've got another one a little later on. Dear lady and friend of the show, Silvana, who owns, who's the owner-operator, I should say, of
Right.
Caesars of New York down in South Tampa. Terrific video with Silvana on how to make a New York pizza.
That one you got to see. That one's
And
it's
we got a little
very
audio
funny.
snafu right now, but like I said, our staff is back there trying to figure those things out. And if we can get that squared away, we will we'll present that to
Definitely.
you later. Real quick shout out to 2 more people before we present the number to you and get back on the telephones. We'd like to say thank you again to George and Joanne for another very productive meeting this week. And we appreciate your time. And to Lisa and Paul, great things are coming for us as well. Lisa Figueredo, thank you so much. And we'll be seeing you very shortly.
Right.
Those videos, hopefully, we'll be seeing them as well. Stevie, how was your week? How was your week?
You know, Mario, it was a great week. Every week is great. In fact, the show is growing, like we said, and we're getting more exposure, and more people are watching the show. We're getting new viewers every week, and it's really thrilling. And in the process, we're meeting a lot of people too. I mean, I've met more people in the last since we started last season, September 1st. Probably more than I met in the last 8 years.
I know, and you probably experienced the same thing, because the 15-minute girl and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
These Thursdays are just whipping around.
Yeah, we just mentioned that. Yeah.
I mean, you know, Thursday we do the show, and it's fabulous. We have a little 15 minutes of afterglow, and then we go right back into production for next week. And by the time we know it, it's Wednesday again, and it's almost showtime. And that's how quickly things are happening for us. We love being in front of the camera. We love bringing you these pictures. And there, look at that picture right there. Leave It to Beaver.
That was a perfect, that picture depicts an era of time that we had, that we all enjoyed. You know, we all talk about the Leave It to Beaver era.
Sure.
You know, and you know what's interesting too more about the old shows?
Tell me.
It's not so much that, of course, you know, the old shows, we watch them all the time. You know, years later we watch the reruns too. But we watch them so much that a lot of us know, including us 3 here, we know some of the songs, the theme songs.
Don't we though?
And I would have to venture to say that half the viewing audience probably can sing the Mr. Ed song, the Flipper song, or even the Flintstones. How about that?
Or even the Munsters.
Or the Munsters. Yeah, I mean, I bet half the audience can actually remember it.
Maybe even the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, we practically memorize word for word. And not only that, I think the reason is for that though?
Tell me.
Well, we talked about it a little bit during the week where, you know, we had a different era back then. We had a little more time on our hands. We were kids too.
Yes.
So, but one thing that we have now that we didn't have back then, information overload. You know, back then we had Channel 8, Channel 10, Channel 3, Channel 13, you know, the big 3, 44, you know, WTOG 44.
And 38?
And 38, I forgot about 38.
Sure.
But that was it. You know, now we have, 200, 300 channels. We have cable, 24-hour news, internet, iPhones, iPads, Blackberries, constant flow of information. So it was easier back then to actually memorize all these theme songs. You know,
And we talked about it last week. We touched on it. That's My Favorite Martian. You want to go ahead and do the thing?
Oh, yeah, we can't miss that.
That's
Perfect opportunity.
Ooh, let me do a little finger thing.
You know
Oh,
what?
can
It's
see
not
them?
showing.
Can you see them?
There we go.
There they are. Well, the antenna must be green.
You know what? I don't know what happened.
Also green with envy. It's reflecting green.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's
Okay.
reflecting green. As our producer tells me in my ear, we're reflecting green, Steve. So, but the TV, as we talked about it last week briefly, the TV was in its infancy, really and truthfully in its first decade in the early 60s, in the middle 60s. So, you know, everything was, you know, all the talent and all the writing in it and all the producers were pouring into, you know, California at the time. And I guess some of the shows were probably being produced out of New York, like the soap operas. But you didn't have all of the programming that you have now, which is to say concentrated good stuff, like the NFL when it had 12 teams. Or the NHL when it had 10 teams. You know, you had to be good to be in that league. You had to be good to be in this league and to sustain it over the years, as a lot of these TV shows did.
Exactly. And you know, not only did a lot of us remember a lot of the songs from the old shows, but you know what we remember too was the closing credits. I mean, we remember the names like Billy Mumy as Will Robinson, right?
Of course.
Don Adams as Get Smart. Here's another one here. Here's a good one. Don Wells as Mary Ann on the Gilligan's Island show.
We remember.
And you know, my favorite is
Tina Louise.
No,
that's my favorite.
My favorite closing credit name, actor name.
Okay, let's go with
Starts with an H.
Horatio Hornblower.
You're close.
Where did that come from?
Well, anyway, it's Hawaii Five-0. My favorite closing credit was Cam Fong as Chin Ho. I just love that for some reason.
Well, Steve, that says a lot about you. It's the Cam Fong Chin Ho sighting every week. And again, you're talking about the theme songs. Who can forget Hawaii Five-O theme
The
song.
song? Oh, I love it.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
exactly. It's
you
a
know what I
classic.
mean? You hear that, and you hear the drum roll, and you see the wave breaking, you know what's coming up.
Right.
And it had more impact than Magnum P.I., I'll tell you the
Oh, it
truth.
did. It did.
Also another show that was filmed in Hawaii.
That was great.
What up? Okay, very good. Well, here comes the phone number, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about it last week. Childhood TV shows, your favorites. That's my favorite, Martian. Tell them the phone number, Steve, and let's get these lines fired up.
That's 977-6800, 977-6800, and also the email address. It's show@tampanatives.com, show@tampanatives.com. Send us an email. We'll read your email over the air here, and also send your Bolita number drawing along with the email if you do send it. We'd like to hear from you too on the phone. Look at the phones lighting up already.
Go ahead, Stevie. Take a shot
Let's
at
go ahead and take it. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Tony Gonzalez.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony, how are you?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
We're
Good,
doing
good,
great. We're
excellent.
going to see you this weekend, maybe Saturday.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to
Good.
it.
Yeah.
Come join us because we owe you a couple of ball caps from Brocados.
Okay. Yeah, I can get a good sandwich or a double crab there.
You
too.
will get a good sandwich there.
Hey, no, you know what I was thinking about?
Yes, sir.
The local shows we had when I was a kid, like we had Captain Mac. I don't know if you guys had them then.
A little bit before us.
Yeah, it was Captain Mac and Major Jack and all that. They were all on 38. 38 was just starting, you know, because I'm a little older than you guys.
Yeah, we had Mary Ellen
Yeah.
and Barney Bungle up.
Ellen, right, yeah. But, you know, you were talking about the shows, like in my time it was mostly Westerns, and you memorized all the Western songs, you know. Everybody had a song. So we would memorize the songs and the rifleman there that you got showing and all that.
Chuck Connors.
Yeah, Chuck Connors.
Chuck Connors and, but I don't remember his son's name.
Nobody did. Didn't matter. But it was Chuck Connors.
Johnny Crawford.
Johnny Crawford.
Yep,
and the
that's
trivia
it.
and the trivia question about Chuck Connors that came up every time you saw him, you said, "Hey, does anybody remember?" Chuck Connors was he was actually in the Los Angeles Dodgers minor league organization for a while. He was a heck of a ball player.
Yeah. Most of these guys, a lot of them were
Athletes.
ball players, athletes.
Sure.
Just like Jack Lord. Jack Lord used to be Stony, I think it was Stony Burke, and it was the rodeo
Wow.
show and all that.
Oh, wow,
Interesting.
wow, that's right. I
Interesting.
remember Stony Burke. You remember that? 15-minute girl remembers
Wow.
it as well. She's
Yeah,
off camera, but
you
she's
know,
got
I mean, a lot of these guys had 1, 2, 3 shows. They went from one show to the other.
And Tony, I think
I
Chuck,
don't want to hold you up, so I'm going to let you guys go.
No,
okay.
you're not holding
Go
us
ahead.
up.
Yeah,
Listen,
definitely.
we're always excited to hear from you, and we're going to see you this weekend. So, you know, on Saturday, we'll be there probably at the start of that function. But before you go, por favor, give us your sponsor of the
Right,
week. You know how this game is
La
played, Tony.
Segunda Central.
Oh, La Segunda. He always goes with,
I like-
he just likes to say La Segunda.
I like the way he says that.
He just likes to say La Segunda Central. And your favorite number?
Trivia about La Segunda Central.
Yes, sir.
He used to be on the other side of the street.
Really?
Yeah, they were, and I think a block up. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
he's a true Tampa native.
I remember Las Brisas. Las Brisas was across Caddy Corner from...
Oh man, that was.
I remember
Do you
Las-
remember that
yeah, I
place?
remember Las
Oh
Vegas,
yeah, they had that sandwich with that special sauce.
Caddy Corner from
Yeah.
the Cascaden Park.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I remember going, well, there's another story, but I remember going in there when I was a little kid, and you go in there and you, with your father, your grandfather, and you get the coffee, the Cuban coffee, and the Cuban toast,
Right.
and the guy would come to the table and he'd say, okay, and then he'd turn around and he'd yell out to the guy in the kitchen, oye, dos café, dos panes pal horno. And I didn't even know what does that mean, Daddy? Dos panes pal horno. Two toasts for the oven, come on.
Used to get, Cuban coffee. You used to go to the barber shop and get it.
Café con was everywhere, and it still is, in my house especially. Oye, what's your favorite number?
31.
31, Papa. We'll see you Saturday. Thank you, Tony,
What
for
time
always being
Saturday?
there for us.
There's Chuck Connors right there.
Appreciate
Speak
it.
at the
Okay.
devil.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Tony's great. Hey, let's get this one as well, Stevie. Go.
Caller. Uh-oh, we lost
Oh,
him.
we just lost that caller. Caller, call
Sorry.
back.
Sorry, caller.
You must have just got dropped off
Yeah,
into
definitely,
oblivion.
definitely.
Please call back. Both lines are open. That's
You know,
the great rifleman.
I think
There it is. There it is. There it is, Stevie. Look.
Oh, let's get him. Let's get him. Oop. There he goes.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from, and tell us you remember Mike Connors as Mannix.
There is a fifth dimension. Dimension not only of sight and sound, but also of mind. And it lies between the pit of men's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is an area of imagination, a dimension we call the Twilight Zone.
Oh, I got chill bumps. I got
There he
chill
is.
bumps. Rod Serling from the grave.
Very nice.
Who's this you from South Tampa?
As if
Hey,
we
Hugh.
didn't know.
Yeah, hey, great job, Hugh.
That was pretty wonderful
You
right
sound just
there.
like
and
him.
and I don't
Okay.
believe you were reading anything, Hugh.
I wasn't. Do you want to hear the newer version? He did that the first 2 years. You want to hear the newer version that he did the third year or so?
The 15-minute girl is nodding affectionately.
Yeah,
Yes, we
go
do.
ahead.
There is a fifth dimension. Let's see. You're entering.
There is a fifth dimension, and they sang a lot of good songs.
You're entering a fifth dimension. dimension not only of sight and sound, but also of mind. The dimension of imagination. There's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
That's what it was. There is
That's
a
it. I
signpost.
remember that.
There is a signpost up ahead. That guy, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Rod Serling was about 4'11". He was a little guy, but he possessed that magical voice.
He did.
And only from his mind could those stories come. You know, he was really something special.
He was a great screenwriter. He did Requiem for a Heavyweight.
Yes.
Wow.
A number of TV screenwriting plays, you know.
Yes.
And he was a creative genius. My favorite all-time episode is Mirror Image with Vera Miles. Remember when she was in the bus terminal, you know?
Yes.
Saw her double, and the old man thought she was crazy.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
There were so
But there were-
many
there were
episodes.
a ton
The
of them.
one that, when you said that, I automatically, there was one, Hugh, tell me about this one. We'll do it real quick because we got a caller waiting. The one episode I remember was, there was a man that was blind. He was legally blind. He had tremendous glasses, real thick. Mr. Magoo, think Mr. Magoo.
Oh, yeah.
He was walking around and there was an air raid siren going off and because there was an evacuation, think Japan, what's happening now, some kind of a nuclear something or another, and he's walking through the town and there's a lady that's on the porch and they evacuated and they forgot her and she's crying, she's whimpering, she's crying on the porch and she's just whimpering, help me, somebody help me. And the old man who's blind, he can't see, he stumbles through the gate, he walks up to the porch, and you know it's one of those deals. You know what I mean? Do you remember that show?
Yeah. I remember. I can't remember the rest of it though.
The classic was the William Shatner, there's something on the wing, something, with the little monkey that was on the wing, the little monster thing that was on the wing of the airplane going through turbulence.
For the Gremlin, yeah.
Yeah, the Gremlin. So many shows.
Yeah.
Actually, that's some wonderful
And
times.
great
One
great
Beauty
stories
is in
too.
the eye of the beholder is Donna Douglas, but she was supposed to be ugly, and she was the
You
only.
remember that with the pig face, with the pig face?
The pig face.
Yeah.
All of them have pig faces.
Right.
The only beautiful one. She was the only normal one.
That's
know?
exactly, but in their world, she was the only odd one. How, that was an incredible, and again, another twist. That's what Serling did to us, man.
Yeah, he was great.
They were fantastic stories.
Well, tell us your sponsor of the week.
I'm gonna say Steve Canella Real Estate.
Wow.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Somebody's been researching the website. Nicely done, Hugh.
And I'm gonna say number 50 for the Bolita drawing.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Hugh. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate that.
Fun show. I mean, it is the absolute most fun show going right
Now, before you go, thank you for that. Before you go, send us a commentary. show@tampanatives.com. Just tell us what's in your heart about the show. We'll put it on the website. How about
Right.
that?
Okay, that's fine.
We'd love to
Yeah.
have something from Hugh Parrott on that show, on that
testimonial.
website.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Hugh.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Hey, we just got a testimonial from.
We see you there, caller. Stand by.
Yeah, standby caller. Rick T. Parnell, our Brazilian correspondent.
DSC.
Well,
Deep
he
South
said Chuck
correspondent.
Connors also played for the Boston Celtics as well. I didn't know that.
Wow, well, he was
Yeah.
a big fella. He was
Yeah,
about
yeah,
6'5",
tall.
6'6".
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, Joe Beanie calling.
Hey,
Hi, Joe.
Hey guys.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. I just was going through the internet thing is a little choppy. I don't know what's going on, but I tried a few different tweaks on it, and it's not quite coming in quite well. It's breaking down and coming and going. So anyway, it's
Okay.
on.
We've got some little bit of technical issues tonight. We're working through those things. Good things are coming for the show, Joe. Just know this. I think what's happening, I can't be sure, but I think we're just bombing the server. I think we're just overloading the server. It has to be because what else, we just have a lot of out-of-town
bandwidth.
viewers.
Yep.
And we're probably experiencing a bandwidth issue.
Right,
But you know what? Papa, good things are coming for the show, so hang in there, and I know you will, Joe. Oh yeah, we have your video. We're trying to get through it. We have it uploaded. What we have is video. We don't have the audio to match, and so we're going to see if we can show that a little bit later in the show. Talk to me about your favorite childhood TV show.
Well, I'm probably a little. Well, I know I'm a little older than you guys, but things like Rin Tin Tin and Lassie
yeah.
that that we haven't discussed. I mean, we did my favorite Martian, that stuff, and Dennis the
Yeah.
Menace and
We didn't mention
My
Dennis the
Three
Menace.
Sons. I mean, those kind of shows are pretty for stuff we watched.
Did you mention, you said Rin Tin Tin, what was the other one?
Lassie.
You did mention Lassie, right?
We've got a picture of that coming up
Yeah,
pretty soon.
Lassie
Yeah.
and Timmy. We got
Yeah.
Lassie and Timmy coming up in just a little bit. And again, we talked about it last week. Themes: the Western, the situation comedy, the police shows. Starting
detective shows, yeah.
starting with Highway Patrol, Broderick Crawford, and then you had there were the police comedy. All the different situation comedies.
There he is.
What else? There was the Westerns.
Family shows.
I mean, the family shows. You know what I mean? Father Knows Best, and the Ozzie and Harriet
The
show.
variety
and
shows, Carol Burnett.
My Three Sons, and then the variety shows. So much wonderful, terrific TV that I think is sorely missing today, if you want to know
is.
the truth.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Just Lassie and Timmy is on the screen now. So
Lassie and Timmy on the screen, and to be
Yep.
honest with you, the only reality TV show I want to watch, Joe, can you guess?
what?
The Tampa Native Show. That's the
Yeah.
only one that interests me today, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm
Because this
watching.
is good reality right here, huh?
Absolutely.
It's-
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me and the baseball team. Got good support from you guys.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get that video turned around so you can upload it on your laptop. Hang in there. We're working on that. Stevie knows he's got some work to do this weekend.
Yeah,
we'll get that to you
definitely.
probably on a thumb drive. We'll bring it to you this weekend. If you've got a laptop, bring it on Sunday when we see you.
That'd be perfect.
Sponsor of the week.
What I didn't hear you?
Sponsor of the week. The mystery sponsor.
Mike's Delivery.
Mike's Delivery.
Okay.
And should I ask you your number or do I know it's 3?
That is number 3.
Okay. That's the good thing about having regular callers. You get to know their number.
He's consistent.
Yeah, he is very consistent. And guess what? And Joe, where did that number 3 start? I gotta guess it's probably Babe Ruth.
No, it's actually baseball. I've been number 3 for as long as I can remember. But when I got in the pros, though, he couldn't get a number 3, so I did a 33 or a 30.
I got you.
That was my father's football jersey number, 33.
33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was 7, Little League Baseball.
It's an old number that,
Yeah.
and you know that's Sisley's number. He's number 3, so
It all works, Papa. It all works.
works for me.
Yes, sir.
We had a good time, Joe, the other day at your game.
Thanks
for
you
calling
again,
in.
and we'll see you soon.
Sunday morning.
Look at us, man. We're sitting in the one Adam 12. How about this, man? We couldn't have planned this any better.
We have a burglary on the
Steve,
corner of 13th.
grab the wheel, Steve. You're driving, man. Grab
That's
the wheel.
right.
There you go.
Here we go.
That's
There you go.
great
Hey,
stuff.
one
Thank
out
you,
of
Joe.
12.
We'll see you soon.
See you Sunday.
Bye
All
bye.
right.
Thank you.
There we go.
There we go. What were the actors' names?
It was, well,
Martin?
Keith something. I don't know if it's.
Oh wow! Somebody who's out there who's
Oh,
watching
gosh, I
and,
can't
and
remember.
remembers these. Don't Google it.
Yeah,
It's cheating if you
yeah,
Google.
that's cheating.
Tell us the actors' names, or at least tell us their name on the show. One Adam 12, one Adam 12, possible 316 at the corner. There you go.
10-4.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and if you know the actors' names that were in Adam 12, please help us.
I can't help you with the actors' names. I think I can remember my name. I'm Ben Crumpton.
Hey
Hey,
man,
we remember your name too.
What's up, guys?
pretty good bowler, Mr. Ben Crumpton. You are. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Just working myself to death like usual.
Thank you. Well, take a little break with us from 7 to 8 on Thursday nights.
Exactly.
I saw you had the picture up there a little while ago of one of my big favorites when I was a kid from Lost in Space.
Oh,
Oh,
Lost
yes.
in Space was terrific.
Love that show.
That was like a holy grail for me because
Yeah.
I was like a space freak back in those days. Anything that had to do with outer space,
Of
you know. So I
course.
thought that was like so futuristic
Ben.
back then.
Ben, I was the same way. Remember the force field around the Jupiter 2?
Oh yeah.
That was great, huh? They need that now for security.
Warning,
Yeah.
warning, Will
Monsters were the
Robinson.
best, though, you know, all the different monsters every week.
Oh, they were. Some are good and some are horrible.
Most of them were horrible. That's what made it so funny.
See, while you guys were dealing with the force field around Jupiter 2, I was worried about the cone of silence on Get Smart. Wasn't that funny? Remember
That was
the cone of
hilarious.
silence?
It
That
never
was-
worked, remember?
But Dr. Smith used to aggravate me to no end because he would always get everybody bungled up and in a mess.
Well, you know, if it was reality, see, he would be stranded on a planet by himself, and the Jupiter 2 would fly away, and then
Right.
he could have his own show stranded on the planet. You
They
know?
would have marooned
Yep.
him with his little monkey friend or whatever
They
that
tried.
thing was that he had.
But
They would have marooned him.
He caused the whole mess.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He did. He sure
That's
did.
why he was lost in space, because of Dr. Smith.
And Dr. Smith, I tell you, he was a little off, wasn't he?
Well, that, and then one of my other big ones was Gilligan's Island. And
Oh,
yeah.
there's a Gilligan Island, our first Gilligan's Island reference of the evening. Yeah, we've got a little something for Gilligan's Island a little bit later on. We've got their picture coming up, but Gilligan's Island is one that I think everybody our age would just default to.
Ben, who was your favorite actor on Gilligan's Island?
I like Don Wells.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, bingo.
isn't that something?
Bingo. Ditto.
Isn't that something? I was more of a Tina Louise man, but you know, hey, different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? Look at that picture right there.
That's a different TV show altogether, right? Different
There
strokes.
you go. That's them.
The Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, before you get out of here, you got to tell us your sponsor of the week.
Yep.
Oh, let's try Festa Italiano.
Oh, so
okay.
Listen, the fellas, they are doing their homework. They
I
are
can't believe
doing
it.
their homework. I love it. And your favorite number, your lucky bolita number, I should say?
Well, let's try number 40 in honor of Mike Allstott.
Okay.
40, there you go.
There you go.
Mike Allstott, always running downhill. Love it. Hey, Ben, thanks for calling. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thanks
much.
for calling in. Calls are hot and
Bye-bye.
heavy, Mario.
Let's go. Let's keep rolling.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, this is Dottie Pritchett, and I'm actually calling from Cheraw, South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Hey, there's our
Thanks.
first
There you
South
go.
Carolina. Cheraw, is that how you spell that?
It's C-A-T-R-A-W, Cheraw.
Dottie, what's your last name again?
Well, it's Campbell now, but it used to be Pritchett.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're the one that worked at Cash and Carry.
Yes, and I'm sorry, Steve, but I don't remember you. What area did you work in?
It was 27 on Florida and Waters.
And that's what area?
Area 51.
Oh, area. No, it was in, well, basically, I was all over the store. I ran the register, I worked in the office, I stocked shelves. I pretty much was everything from that to painting the baseboards. I literally did that one time. But,
Yeah, well, I probably did too. Well, listen, I'm a friend of Ricky Parnell's, and he's the one that turned me onto your show.
Good.
And
Good.
And he sent me an email and told me that you had mentioned the email that I had sent about working at Cash and Carry last on your show last week, and so I watched it on your website.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you for doing
Yeah,
that.
that's awesome.
And so he sent me a reminder to watch your show tonight, so I am watching it from South Carolina.
Dottie, how's the stream right now? Is on the internet? Is it pretty good?
It's perfect for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
It might have been an issue with
I
this
think
computer.
it
maybe.
is. We had one of our callers, one of our regular viewers, call in just a second ago, Dottie, and maybe you might have heard the call, Joe Abini. He said that he was having some streaming issues. Where it's kind of spotty at times. We always encourage everybody to get on early so they're in the queue, so that at showtime, if people come to the show at 7, sometimes it gets a little congested in there. I guess it's sort of like a highway that gets too many cars on it at one time and it just clogs up. I don't even understand computers that much, Dottie. I think there's a little man living in there doing something, but anyway. Hey, do you have a favorite show from back in our childhood?
Well, I have to tell you, I mean, I have so many, but I'm a Star Trek fan.
Okay,
Oh,
Trekkie.
okay.
There she
There
is.
she is, a Trekkie.
But Lost in Space is my favorite, but I never get to see it anymore. It's never on rerun.
You don't see it anymore.
Yeah, TV Land. There's Star Trek right there. The Starship Enterprise crew. We did. I was looking just today, perusing the TV Land guide, and I saw Sanford and Son. I saw Bonanza. I saw several shows from back. I Dream of Jeannie. Several shows from back then, but we didn't see that. We didn't see Lost in Space. We didn't see. Maybe it's on a different day because I was just looking for today. But I've been inspired after we've done this show for the last 2 weeks. Now I'm kind of watching TV Land a little bit. I'm motivated.
Okay, let me tell you the actors on Adam 12. It's Kent McRae
Okay.
and Martin Milner.
Martin
Oh,
Milner. See, I knew
that's
there was a
right.
Martin. I
Okay,
knew there was a
okay.
Ray. Thank you. There they are again. Look at our man Jeff.
Let me
He's
tell you,
right
I'm
on it.
watching it on Hulu on my computer.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, you can do that. That's exactly right.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I've been watching Adam 12 lately, so that's why I know that.
Well, 2 things that come to mind about this picture. Number 1, these guys were very stiff. You know what I mean? They were just a little less stiff than Dragnet, the 2 in Dragnet. Sergeant Friday, and then. I'm sorry, but do you see a lap belt or a seat belt on these two
No, they don't
fellas?
wear seatbelts. But listen, Jack Webb, who was on Dragnet, he's one of the producers of this show.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it's sort of like that.
Well, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Because remember, there was nobody stiffer than Jack Webb. Nobody stiffer.
Dragnet.
Well, I take it back. I digress because Chuck Norris was pretty stiff in Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I mean,
Oh, he was.
I think he must have taken acting lessons from Jack Webb. But definitely, listen. Is this your first time watching the show?
No, I watched it, the recording.
Okay.
I watched it live, I guess a while back when Ricky first told me about it. I watched it one time live.
And Ricky's wonderful. We appreciate him so much because he's one of our biggest fans, and he watches every chance he gets. And people don't realize he's a few thousand miles away down in Brazil, and he's a wonderful fan. Well, we have to ask you the sponsor of the week. Do you have a sponsor of the week this week?
Well, I don't recognize, because, I haven't been in Tampa in 20 years, but I don't recognize a lot of the ones on the website. But a Columbia restaurant, I, of course, remember that one. So if that one's not taken, I'll go for that one.
Want to go with Columbia?
Okay,
it is.
great.
And a number 1 to 75 that you think might be pulled out of the hat tonight, so to
I'll
speak.
have to go with my age, 53.
Lovely.
Okay, all right.
Lovely.
Dottie,
Hey, Dottie, we
yeah,
love our new
that's-
callers and our first-time callers. Thank you so much, and we're here every Thursday. Tell your friends. We hope that streaming issue stays good for you over there in South Carolina. And as Gomez Adams would say, look at him, querida. Listen, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much for calling, Dottie.
All right, bye, guys.
Take good
All right,
care.
you too. Wow, look at this.
Keep rolling. Keep them doggies rolling raw high.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Butch from Land O'Lakes.
Hey, Butch.
Hey, Butch, how are you?
Oh, buddy, how you doing?
Good.
Doing great, man. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it.
All right, I got a question. The show that used to be called Emergency, remember that one?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I used to like that show.
Yes.
But Gilligan's Island was my favorite.
Yeah, that was at the top of my list, too.
And the question of the day, Ginger or Marianne?
You
Yeah,
know
we-
what?
we- yeah.
Last week, I think you might have missed the show, which we had that very discussion last week. And as it turns out, Steve, tell me.
Well, it's Marianne. For me,
And for me?
Ginger.
Of course.
Yeah.
Marianne all the way.
We should take a poll.
Well, you know, isn't that something? Isn't that something? Marianne's in the. If somebody out there is watching, now please work with me. Somebody out there is watching that fancy Ginger, call up, back me up on this.
I
Because
think
so
you're
far,
outnumbered,
everybody, the
Mario.
early lead, Marianne's out to like
Yeah.
a 4 or 5 to 1 lead. I haven't had anybody call up and say, you know what, Ginger was pretty hot, man.
I hear you, buddy.
But hey, tell us tell us your sponsor of the week.
All right, we'll go with Red Wagon Landscape.
Nice. Red Wagon, another Red Wagon sighting, another Red Wagon mention.
All right, and the number is going to be 22.
22 it
22.
is. Thanks, Butch. We got you
Butch.
down for Gilligan's Island. We got you down for Red Wagon and number 20
Marianne.
and
Marianne.
Marianne,
That's
of
right.
course.
Okay.
Very good. Thanks, Butch.
All right, guys.
Pre-
Later.
See you,
appreciate
Butch.
it. Bye bye.
I don't think Butch knew any other actor on Gilligan's Island other than
No,
Marianne.
he was fixated. He had a fixation.
Did he know there was castaways
Yeah,
other than
they-
Marianne?
That's beautiful.
Look at this picture here, though. The Addams Family. Were you a big Addams Family
of course.
guy?
Who was not a big Addams
how about,
Family?
Well, how about Lurch? Cousin It, Uncle Fester, the Thing.
There they are. And Thing.
Yeah, Thing, actually,
You know
not
who
the
played?
Thing.
You know who played the character Thing? You know who played Thing?
No, I didn't recognize him.
The,
Who was it?
the same actor that played Lurch.
That was really?
Yeah, it was the same actor.
Oh, wow.
Because Lurch was
Okay.
like 6'9".
That's some good trivia.
Yeah, he was a huge. Yeah, I read that. He was a huge. As a matter of fact, Lurch had a pretty long career as a character actor.
Yeah.
He played a lot of villainous guys. You can imagine because of his size, and he was in a lot of westerns. He was that age bracket. So yeah, terrific show. The Addams Family. There was Grandmama too. You didn't mention Grandmama.
You know, I forgot
There
about
was
her.
Grandmama. There
That's
was
right.
There was Morticia, Adam, listen to me, Gomez Adams. There he is. Gomez Adams. John Aston, Uncle Fester, Cousin It. Oh, the kids, Pugsley and
Yeah, Pugsley and
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, where
Wow.
does this come from? It just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, that was Carolyn Jones, right?
When I was a
Oh, there's
teenager,
let's get over there and there you go.
my best friend's father called me Morticia because I had really, really long, dark brown hair. And that's what he called me. He never called me anything but Morticia.
Really?
Is
Yeah.
it?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Though.
That's a lovely story I've heard before.
Oh, wow.
But it still rings fabulous because to have known the 15-minute girl back then, she had absolutely beautiful hair, just like Morticia, and it was as long. Now I don't ever think she wore the black dress though. Honey, did you ever wear the black dress?
Never.
Okay.
More, we're getting some
And
emails here too. Go ahead.
Remember the plant she used to feed? She used to feed
Oh.
that like
Oh, yeah,
the
with-
Venus flytrap
that's right.
man-eating plant.
I do remember that.
And remember she would always snip the roses and leave the stems. Go ahead.
Great show, great show.
Bring up some of those
Yeah.
emails there.
Well, here's one here from Casey Powell. He
Yeah.
writes, well, he's just kind of confirming Adam 12, but Kent McCord and Martin Miller
Okay.
were officers Reed and Malloy. I
Reed
love
and
the
Malloy.
Yeah, Reed and Malloy. I love the show so much that I wanted to be a cop just like them, and I did so for 24 years. How about that?
Oh, that's Casey. That's
Great
our man,
motivation.
Casey. Thank you, Casey, for that email.
And-
Did he offer a number or a sponsor of the week?
You know, he didn't do that. Here.
Okay.
Let's see, I don't
Casey,
see
if you're
it.
out there, give us
No.
a call or
send another
we haven't
email.
done the drawing yet. What's coming up?
We got an email from Fred Tomasello.
Okay. Oh, from Fred, great.
Yeah, he writes, Mario and Steve, thanks for plugging my book and signing Saturday at Brocado's.
Okay.
My sponsor, of course, is Brocado's.
Okay.
When I was in Vietnam and went to Hawaii for a little R&R, my wife brought a cooler from Tampa halfway around the world. Guess what was inside? Want to guess?
I know because he told me yesterday.
Okay, you can't say it
I
then.
won't guess.
All right, devil crabs and Cuban sandwiches.
From?
From Brocado's.
Who got us?
Okay, his lucky number is 7
Okay.
for Mick, and
the
of
Mick.
course, yep. And that's it.
Okay, wonderful.
Great. Thanks, Fred, for doing that.
Thank you. Look at that Carol Burnett graphic, man. How much did Harvey Korman break Tim Conway up each and every week?
Oh, they made each other laugh every
Yeah, no,
week.
no.
It was so funny.
That was an amazing, amazing show. That we in my house everything stopped because it was came on in the evening and you were usually done with what you were doing during the day. And Carol Burnett was no slouch herself, my man.
Oh, no.
Carol Burnett was right there, and of course Vicki Lawrence. She ended up having her own show.
Well,
Can we get this?
Remember they did that show, Mama's Place?
That was
Mama's Place?
Vicki Lawrence.
Yeah, but that was
Family
so.
wasn't
Yeah, Mama's Family, I believe.
Mama's Family, yeah, that was hilarious.
There's the 15-minute girl chiming in. Stevie?
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Jack from Odessa.
Hey, Jack.
Hey,
Thanks
Jack
for calling
from
in.
Odessa. Does Jack have a last name?
What's that?
Does Jack have a last name?
Last name is Edgar.
Hey, Jack Edgar, the first-time caller for you?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wonderful. How'd you find our show?
Just flipping through the channels.
No.
That's what I found. I used to watch the cable access a long time ago, back in University of Tampa, back over there.
Sure, they just moved out here to University Square Mall about 2 months ago, actually. So it's a brand new home for us.
We're glad you're channel surfing.
Yeah, we're glad you were surfing. That's pretty cool. You found us on Verizon, I'm guessing.
I'm on Bright House.
Wait a minute, you were channel surfing around 950?
Yes, I was.
He was way at the top.
You were pretty exciting. Well, do you know the theme of the show, what we're talking about tonight?
I think my favorite people, I got a couple of them.
Okay.
I loved Andy Griffith.
Okay.
I loved
Great show.
Leave It to Beaver.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved McHale's Navy.
Oh, McHale's Navy was
funny.
fabulous.
Funny.
Tim Conway was on that show, of course.
That's right.
And then I loved Gomer Pyle.
Oh, Gomer
yeah.
Pyle, man.
Yeah.
I think my favorite woman on Gilligan's Island had to be Lovey.
Oh,
Okay. I was waiting
where
for
did
someone.
that come from?
I was waiting for someone
Come
to say
on,
that.
Jack.
You remember Lovey?
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Thurston Howell III and Lovey. Of course. How could we, look at her there.
Natalie Schaefer.
Well, reminisce a little bit about, well, not actually Tampa, but Zephyr Hills. I used to love to go to Crystal Springs. I used to love that place.
Sure. Well, listen, we're going to do a show here in the not too distant future about some of those attractions that we used to, Six Gun Territory, Silver Springs, and all of those ones before the Mouse. You know, before the Mouse, we used to have to go to other places, you know.
Waukee Springs, places like that.
Thank you, Weeki Wachee, and Weeki Wachee was the one in Winter Haven, correct, with the ski show?
Well, it's off of 50 over
No,
near,
Cypress Gardens is
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
thinking
you're thinking-
about.
yeah.
Cypress Gardens is what I'm
Right,
thinking
right.
about.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack, we're so happy that you found us tonight. We hope that you'll be able to call in again because we're here every Thursday at 7 o'clock. We're talking about Tampa when you and I and Steve and the 15-minute girl were youngins running around.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we're glad you called in.
Tell us your favorite sponsor. If you know, we have a mystery sponsor of the week. We typically give away something from that sponsor, and we also do a Bolita drawing. So give us a number between 1 and 75.
How about 21?
21 is your number, and do you have a favorite sponsor?
How about Lenny Subs?
Okay,
Well,
Lenny Subs is not part of
right.
our family of sponsors just yet. We hope to get them soon. In the meantime, your homework assignment, Mr. Jack Edgar, is to go to TampaNativeShow.com. On the right side there, you'll see all the logos for our sponsors.
Okay.
So when you call in next week, you'll have the sponsors memorized.
Right.
If not, you'll have that up on your laptop in
I'll
front of
use
you.
one that somebody used before. How about the Columbia Restaurant?
Well, we can only give, we can only
Right,
do
right.
one sponsor at a time. So
Okay.
how about, let me see. What's another
give him
one?
a hint?
Give him a hint. Let me give him a hint.
Well, we can't do that.
Yeah, we shouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
we can.
Jack, you got a homework
Yeah,
assignment,
homework.
partner. Homework for you.
And I'll call you back next week.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
yeah.
much. Hey,
Thanks.
we're so happy you found us. Thank you so much, Jack.
Too. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. That's
It's nice getting
950.
first-time
That's
callers.
the first person that's
Yeah.
found us channel surfing on 950. Look at that picture right there.
The Mod Squad. No, that's
No.
Mission Impossible. What
Dun,
am I thinking?
dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun,
That one's
dun,
next, I
dun,
think.
dun.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. Name those actors quickly. Go around the horn.
Well, Peter Graves.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. You got excited. You went, well, I got Peter Graves. That's all I got.
Oh, that's
all right,
all right.
Peter Graves, Martin Landau.
Martin Landau, that's
Martin
right, I think
Landau.
it was him,
Peter
yep.
Lupus in the upper right-hand corner. I think that's
And Morris.
Greg
Greg
Morris.
Morris, that's right,
And,
that's
and,
right.
and the lady, the only lady in the picture was Martin
That's
Landau's
his wife. That's right.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Landau.
Oh, yeah, of course. Honey, remember we said the other day? Remember?
I don't.
Help me, because I'm stuck now.
Blair something.
No.
Yeah, we did
Oh,
talk about
my.
it. I can't think of it.
Old brain.
We got two calls here. Let's get, maybe one of these
Somebody
callers will be
Google
able
it,
to tell
please.
us. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Jim from North Carolina Party League in Policia, South Tampa area. How are you, Mr. Mario?
Hey, Jim Hooper.
Jim.
Do you remember the cast from Mission Impossible? Can you tell us Martin Landau's wife's name? It escapes me right now. She played.
Well, I thought you knew everything. I think that's Mario Nunez in the top right of that picture, and Steve Cannella in the middle. Is that correct?
That is correct. Jim, have
Yeah.
you been
Yeah.
hitting the sauce again, Jim? Are your eyes okay tonight? Listen, we just want to know who Martin Landau's wife was, and
Barbara. Her first name was
Barbara Bain.
That's it, that's
Stop. We have a winner. No more callers, please.
That's Steve Cannella on the lower left, and Mario Nunez on the upper right of that picture on the screen right now.
Peter Lupus was the big strong guy. Remember, if they
That's
needed
right,
something
that's right.
moved, or somebody knocked out, or a horse knocked, something happened, they called the strong guy. And I think
Look, meet up. Just got home from a tough day at work with a couple of big projects, if you know what I mean.
yes, of
And,
course.
I missed the video of our friend at the.
We've got it loaded in the TriCaster. We're trying to work through some audio issues. We've got video. Unfortunately, we don't have any audio, so we may have to come back next week and do it again. But we will. We've got it.
Not a problem. I just happened to stop in here this afternoon, and
I know, and she's out there watching, I'm sure, and her friends are watching. And listen, here's the thing: if you go to that social networking site, Mr. Hooper, it's up there. You can see it there, and it came out very nice. It
came out great.
Well, I thought we had a great video from last week. So what's my favorite childhood TV show? Would have to be the Tampanator show.
Oh well, very good. You must be very young because the show is.
I'm very young. I am very young. I'm only 25.
And your sponsor of the week?
Sponsor of the week, how about Tiny Tap?
Okay, good. That's a good one. That's a fresh one. Nobody's called that. And your lucky Bolita number?
Lucky Bolita number, let's go with Lucky 58 again.
Lucky 58. Jim, thanks so much for your call, man. Sorry for your tough day, but hey, we hope that we've eased some of that pain for you a little bit.
I hope I ease some of the pain with the people I dealt with this morning and afternoon on those projects, and that's all part of
sure you did.
the gig.
Thank you so much, Jim. We'll see you real soon.
We'll talk to you offline. Oh, here comes the 15-minute girl.
She's ready to do her thing. Thank you.
I'm ready to do my thing.
If we could beg everybody's indulgence for just a minute and ask the caller to please stand by. We have something a little special planned for you.
We sure do.
And let me set this up real quick. If you will, callers, as you indulge that picture in front of you there.
Yes.
Let me remove my my jacket for just a moment. I think, Steve, you need to.
I'll be doing the same thing here.
Bear with us.
We need to have a little wardrobe
getting
change.
everything ready here.
Yeah, this is for your enjoyment, ladies and gentlemen, and certainly for your consideration for maybe an Emmy or an Oscar or something just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we've been working all week on this. That's the cast of Gilligan's Island, and let's see how many of you might just remember this favorite tune.
I think everyone's going to remember this.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers that sailed that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship set ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle. Was Gilligan,
the skipper too,
the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Mary Ann, here on Gilligan's Isle.
That's just part of it, though.
Now, for those of you that stuck around for the closing credits, let's see if you remember the words to this part.
I bet you they're singing it at home right now.
So this is a tale of our castaways. They're here for a long, long time. They'll have to make the best of things. It's an uphill climb. The first mate and his skipper too will do their very best to make the others comfortable in the tropic island nest.
No phone.
No lights.
No motor car. Not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, it's primitive as can be. It's primitive as can be. So join us here each week, my friends. You're sure to get a smile from 7 stranded castaways here on Gilligan's Isle.
Very nice.
Now that was lovely.
That was good.
You messed it up too, man.
That was lovely.
Very good.
Now,
Here is
mystery
your,
sponsor of the
mystery
week.
sponsor.
Mystery sponsor of the week.
15-minute girl.
Am I just supposed to say who it is?
Well, you're supposed to open that box and show us.
Well, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Hold
do have
the
a winner.
phone. La Segunda Central.
Yes.
And if I check my Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Tony Gonzalez.
He picks that every week, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Tony, it's paid off for you. Boy, not only are you going to get Brocado's hats, Tony, but apparently you're going to get a La Segunda Central shirt, and you're going to be decked out this Saturday when we see
Consistency
you.
pays off.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I've done my job.
You did.
And what
a
are you
good
supposed
job.
to tell us?
Oh, you have 15 minutes left.
Well, a little
I
less.
almost forgot
A little less now, darling. But thank you so much. We have about
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Okay. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
The number was, the winning number was 31. 31. Thank you, darling. I'm going to go ahead and leave my hat on because I think it looks good.
Oh, yeah.
And you should leave that shirt on as well.
I think I will. It's cooler in here now.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
little warm
look,
in
we've
that
got a
jacket.
caller on the line.
I think it's the same caller standing on there. Let's get him. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Debbie Palladini from Tampa,
Debbie.
Florida.
Hi,
Debbie.
Debbie.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Hey, how y'all doing? I watch y'all's show every week.
Oh, good.
that's wonderful.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, I got, my friend Rose Durant told me about y'all, and I've been tuning in.
You know, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
Rosemary
Yes.
Durant, she's wonderful.
That's
Tell her
great.
we thank her so much for, she's trying to find out some really important information.
Oh, I'm trying to help her with that.
Oh, thank you,
Good,
Debbie, because we
good.
really would like to see us get a little crew together for Tampa Natives Gasparilla
So
festivities.
we just talked to Joseph last week. He's doing some remodeling,
Nice.
so he's going
Nice.
to get back with us.
Well,
Good.
we've got a little bit of time, but surely whenever he's ready to meet with us, we'd love to talk with him. And let's just tell our viewers out there right now that anybody that's interested, we might be putting together a Tampa Natives crew to
That's right.
participate in the Gasparilla festivities and all the other festivities year-round. So if you're interested, we'd like to hear
We
from
may be
you.
in the
Debbie,
parade.
did you have a favorite TV show from your childhood?
You know, believe it or not, growing up in Catholic schools, I love The Flying Nun.
Oh, Sally Field.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And can you remember, here's a trivia question for you, Miss Debbie. Can you remember the handsome gentleman that was in the show with her? He had a very fancy Spanish name. Can you remember?
Oh, you know, I remember his face, but no.
Handsome fella by the name of Alejandro Rey. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was, you know, and it was like, it was before fine Corinthian leather. It was even before that. It was, and I just remember because as a Latino male myself, there weren't too many of us on TV. So when you saw one, you went, wow.
I was
He was
always
very
going
hot.
over there getting favors from
Very
him.
hot.
Wow. The 15-minute girl says he was very hot. I guess he was.
He sure
That was
was,
a-
back then.
That was a classic show, too.
Yeah, it was a great show. Sally Field and the Flying Nun. Thank you so much, Debbie, for calling in. We appreciate it.
All right.
We'll be here every week, sweetie, so be sure and call up anytime, okay?
I'll be watching, okay? You
Thank-
guys are awesome.
Thanks
Give
so much.
Rosemary our
Thank
best,
you.
okay?
Don't forget my favorite places where the coldest beer in town is Tiny Tap Pub.
Tiny
Oh,
Tap.
wow.
Mr. Powell?
Yep.
Are you listening? Thank you so much. Maybe we'll meet up there sometime soon, Debbie. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sweetie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, the Jeffersons moving
Oh,
on up.
wasn't
Should
that
we
a
get?
funny
We got
show?
a couple of announcements to
George
make. So
Jefferson?
Jeff, keep us on our toes as far as time, okay?
Another caller.
Yep.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Caller, you there?
Hello?
Hello, caller.
Callers, go ahead and
Yeah,
turn
t-
off your TV and talk to us on the phone because there's a little bit of a delay and it might
Yeah.
throw you off.
That's okay. It was my son that had to dial in. He always wants me to call. This is Charlotte from Riverview.
Hey, Charlotte, nice to
Charlotte.
see you. Nice to talk to you again.
Right.
He was calling, and I guess my favorite show was the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a
Beverly
classic.
Hillbillies.
But then again, my son's gotten hooked into the, what is it, TV Land?
Yes.
Yep.
He is now driving me absolutely crazy with Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan.
You can buy all the CDs from the different episodes.
And what was it that Sergeant Schultz used to
I
say?
know. I know nothing.
And know nothing.
Whenever Hogan would offer him some apple strudel.
I know
And he
nothing.
actually now wants to take German in school because of it.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's interesting because you know what? You don't get a whole lot of practice time with German around here.
But that's his favorite. He just, you know, it's just kind of funny.
It's a funny
He's
show.
into the same shows that we watched as kids.
And you know what? And they still hold up, Charlotte.
They hold the same
still
value.
hold
My
up.
husband bought him Rat Patrol for
Oh,
one
yeah,
Christmas.
another good
And oh my
What
God.
a great show, Rat Patrol. That's the first Rat Patrol mention. What a great show that was. Here's another great show in the background behind us, Wild Wild West.
My mother loved that show. every
James
night,
West
every week she
and
watched it.
Artemis
Yep.
Gordon. Ross Martin
Have a wonderful evening.
and Robert Conrad. Thank you,
Thank
Charlotte,
you,
so
Charlotte.
much. Take care and call anytime. We've got how many minutes left, Jeff? Okay,
time
4
for
minutes.
one
Wait,
more
no,
call?
we
Yeah.
got to get to the,
Yeah,
gotta get a bolita drawing.
yeah, that's what
Got to
we
get that
better do it.
bolita
We
drawing.
better
Get
do
those
it.
numbers ready. Get those numbers ready. Get those numbers ready.
Where's your page?
Uh-oh.
There it
Here
is.
we go. All right.
Here we go.
We got about 4 minutes. So, caller, we see you there. Stand by. Gosh, we got 2 callers. And here's my Gary Owens tribute. Take that off so I look more like Gary Owens.
Remember, Mr.
Ready?
Fran?
Yes. This is my my tribute to Gary Owens from Laugh-In. This Bolita drawing brought to you by Costantino and Company. Fran Costantino, proprietor. All right. This Bolita drawing brought
There
to
it
you
is.
by Fran Costantino. We got 3 minutes, Stevie.
3
What
minutes.
number do you have?
It's 58.
58.
Wait a minute.
No way.
Is that a direct?
That's Jim Hooper on the button.
That is.
58,
That is.
1958. He
Wow.
always ribbed me about that because he's older than me anyway. All right, Jimmy
Congratulations,
Hoop.
Jim. You did it.
You did it, my man. And listen,
lucky
here's
draw.
what you've won. You won West Tampa Stories. And if you'd like to meet us up at Brocado's on Saturday, if you can. If not, we'll get this to you in another way, maybe up there at Silvana's.
Right.
Fred Tomasello's stories of growing up in West Tampa. Fabulous. I'm so glad you
good
won,
job,
Jim.
Jim.
We got to get a couple of announcements in. Again, that was brought to you by Constantino and Company. Let's see real quick, Steve, before we get out of here. Book signing Saturday, Brocado's, 10 to 2. We've said that already. We've got that. We also have, we owe Silvana and Joe. Look at that picture there. Welcome back, Cotter.
Oh, what a classic.
Mr. Cotter, Mr. Cotter. We've got to get those bugs worked out of those videos because they are fabulous. Both of those videos that we want you all to see are up on that social networking site.
Right.
If you want to look up Tampa Natives on that social networking site, you'll find those videos. And believe me when I tell you, they're well worth it.
They're funny.
And we will have them next week on the show. That's Sky King there for all of you that are not familiar with that show. Am I missing anything? I just don't want to miss my announcements. They have so many. Okay, real quick. How many minutes there, Jeff? About 90 seconds. Okay, real quick, Stevie, indulge me a minute.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. We have a lot of stuff to go over.
Yeah, we do. April 9th, there's a luncheon at the Colonnade. Don't forget, if you'd like to be there, we would love for you to be there. We've got a new logo that my co-host and IT expert, Steve Canella, has worked on, and it is spectacular.
Sharp, really sharp.
It's spectacular. We want to show that to you. We're going to preview that to you next week. And does anybody know what this is? That's Bewitched. Does anybody know what this is? It's a very hard, about tennis-sized ball known as a pelota. There it is. This is for you highlight fans out there because we want to announce, we're tickled to announce that next week, who's going to be with us,
We're going to have famous highlight player. It's Rufino and Corky, Tampa highlight players.
Highlight players from the 1970s, 80s, when it was standing room only on
love
Friday
going
and
there to
Saturday
highlight.
nights, if you remember.
Oh.
We have a new t-shirt coming. For those of you that would like a t-shirt,
Yeah.
let us hear from you. Show at tampanatives.com and let us know for sure that you'd like one. Because we don't want to overbuy. We have experience with that, don't we, Steve? Yeah,
We've done it before.
There's Fred Tomasello.
there he is.
From his days in Vietnam. Fred, we're going to see you on Saturday. Thanks again for that book, Fred. That's all the news that's fit to print. We'll get those videos back on the show next week. We are going to see if we can get a little extra time next week on the show because we have a feeling that highlight show is going to be very special.
I'm excited about that show. I used to go to highlight
15
every
seconds
Friday.
to go,
I love
Stevie.
it.
Say goodbye to these nice folks.
Everybody, thanks again for watching. This is fantastic. We love you and keep on watching.
Hugs
Ladies
from
and
the
gentlemen,
15-minute girl. Bye-bye.
We love you.
So,
Salud and happy days. See
days.
you next week. And there she is.
I'm telling you the truth.
Bye, y'all.
This guy, if you meet him, he'll blow your whistle. This guy knows everything. He'll sit there and talk to you for hours and hours and hours and not repeat himself. He'll go from one thing to the other, to the other, to the other. Exactly. Until before you know it, you got a whole history right before you. Shit, he's 98 years old. He's a walking encyclopedia. Thought about it. Back when we were younger, and everything seemed new. We used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleeping days, long summer nights, going anywhere we pleased. This love I've always called my own, a love that I've always known. Yes, I remember Tampa. She remembers me.